Sometimes we get stuck in a food rut, especially on keto, where we end up making the same things over and over again. And a lot of you guys ask, what can I do with chicken? Because you have pounds of chicken in the freezer and you're wanting to use it to make something, but you're just sick of everything that you come across. In this video, Sarah and I are going to talk about our favorite chicken dishes that we've made here on our channel, and we make them all the time and they're delicious. So our first category is going to be shredded chicken. So either you can cook your chicken in a slow cooker or an Instant Pot and shred it by hand, or you can actually buy chicken breast in a can and shred it that way. And one of the places I actually love buying canned chicken from is Costco, because it's really super affordable and it comes in a pack of 6. So I can always have it in my pantry ready to go. So one of the ways I love using shredded chicken is in air fryer taquitos. We learned this recipe on TikTok and it's super adaptable. You can add in a bunch of different flavors that you guys enjoy, but pretty much you take shredded chicken and you drain all of that liquid out. You add in cream cheese, a ranch seasoning packet. They add in some cheddar cheese, some jarred jalapenos. Very, very good. Those are really super delicious. So you take all the ingredients, you put it in a bowl, and then you take a low carb tortilla, whichever one that you guys enjoy. We really like Mission low carb tortillas. You roll it up, spray it with a little avocado oil, and I've actually made these in the air fryer and in the oven, and they're both delicious. And then you can take those and eat them on their own, or you can dip them in some ranch. So another way I love using canned chicken is actually making chicken nuggets, which is super simple. You drain off the excess liquid, you add in some eggs, Parmesan cheese, and then you kind of press them into a muffin tin that has a decent amount of oil in it because you don't want them to stick. And then you bake them. They come out like cute chicken nuggets and they're delicious. So one of the next things I like to do with shredded chicken breast is to make enchiladas out of that. So it's super simple once you have the chicken breast, because that's the protein of the meal. That takes up the majority of it. All you have to do is buy some enchilada sauce, and most of them are pretty keto friendly. They don't have a lot of sugars in them. They have like a trace amount. And so all you're going to be using is maybe like a cup of it, and you toss the chicken into the enchilada sauce. You can fill it up with a bunch of different things, cheese, olives, whatever you want. You roll them up into a pan, and then you cover it with enchilada sauce, put more cheese on it, put more olives on top, and then bake it. So one of the hacks that we discovered this year, and you don't want to use like Mission low carb tortillas, you could use sliced deli meat as your tortilla, and you kind of wrap the fillings in the deli meat and you tuck it in the same way that you would a normal tortilla.
Chicken, right? Chicken deli meat?
Yeah, I think the chicken deli meat is probably the best, and so you're using chicken and more chicken on the inside and fillings, but that's just what I prefer. Some people use turkey, I just prefer chicken. And you pretty much forget that the tortilla is ever there. If you need something new to try, definitely try chicken enchiladas.
And it's a good meal to make for multiple people because you can just stack them. And Emily's made it multiple times for us and we always enjoy it.
And even though chicken is relatively easy to cook for most people, an even easier choice would be to try Factor, who happens to be the sponsor of this video. Factor reached out to us a year ago and said, hey, do you want to try our keto-friendly meals? And we said, sure, but we did not understand how much we were going to love them until we got to try them for ourselves. Sarah and I get to go online every week and pick out delicious chef-created meals that get delivered directly to our door. And all of them are keto-friendly and they have the macros directly on the package. Some of our favorites are the keto mushroom burger, the keto chicken piccata.
I really love the Peruvian shrimp.
Every time we see those on the menu, we pick them. And if you have people in your house that don't follow keto, well, Factor is perfect for them too because they have a variety of different menu options. Factor also offers add-on options like keto-friendly cookies, keto-friendly desserts, protein shakes, fat bombs, and so much more.
I've been having to commute back and forth to the office recently, and there's nothing better than getting home from the office and popping one of these Factor meals in my microwave and having a meal ready in 3 minutes flat.
And one of the biggest problems with the holiday season is that people tend to go off the rails and they forget about keto during this time. And so a lot of people ask, how can I get back on track? Well, this is the easiest way to do it. Have the meals delivered to you and eat them. So if you're ready to try Factor, you can get $60 off your first box by clicking the link in our description and using code KETOTWINS60 at checkout. So one of the other things that we discovered is more of an appetizer this year. We tried a recipe where we made poppers out of shredded chicken, and you can use the canned stuff or you can use your own shredded chicken for this, and you're basically adding cream cheese and a bunch of spices, and then you're making it into like a popper shape. You're gonna dredge it in almond flour, egg, and then pork rinds, and then deep fry it. It is really, really good. That was one of my favorite things that we made that's more of like an appetizer with shredded chicken. So one of the main complaints about chicken is that it's boring, right? One of our favorite things to do is to deep fry chicken. One of our favorite methods is called the double dredge method. So we've done it both ways. We have deep fried chicken that we have marinated in pickle juice.
I tell people that and they're freaked out by it. So.
Yeah, I think that that's one of those things that you have to try it. It's not like overly pickly or anything, but what you're doing is you're brining the meat so that it retains that moisture when you deep fry it. It might turn it green, but that's not a big deal.
I told people that really turned people off from it.
Really?
But it tastes good. It doesn't taste like pickles, but there's like a nice salty brininess that's attached to it.
We just like to add about half pickle juice, half water, a little bit of salt, and let the chicken tenders or whatever you're going to be deep frying sit in there for like an hour. It's really going to help it stay moist. So whether it's for larger chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, this works really well. And we've also used our chicken tenders to make like a McDonald's snack wrap thing, which is one of the things that I always used to order from McDonald's when I would go there. And all that is a flour tortilla, some shredded lettuce, chicken tender, and cheese and ranch. I mean, it couldn't get any simpler. And it really hit the spot when I tried that.
So another thing that I really loved that we did with the pickle juice, we made copycat Chick-fil-A nuggets, and they were super yummy.
You know what's funny about that is we actually ordered some from Chick-fil-A because we hadn't had it in so long, and when it came, I was so upset by it.
Okay,
and we spent like $25 to have these 5 tiny little nuggets and the sauce delivered so that we could do a comparison. And I was just, the disappointment was written all over my face.
Well, the grilled ones were worse.
Yeah, the grilled ones were worse. The deep fried ones, honestly, they're not terrible carb-wise. I think there's like 11 net carbs for a serving, but it was just such a paltry meal. And here we had like these huge chicken nuggets that we had just made. And so yeah, sometimes it is better just to make them at home. We have a visitor because someone heard us talking about chicken. He loves chicken. So we have found that one of the best ways to bread chicken is using pork rinds. But if you don't want to use pork rinds, Sarah and I have tried another way of breading chicken, and that is using keto-friendly pancake batter. Sarah and I made keto-friendly orange chicken because I love orange chicken from Panda Express, and we used a batter that was like a pancake batter to bread chicken in, and it turned out really, really good. We really liked it. And so if you're trying to avoid pork or you don't want to use pork rinds to deep fry in, you can use pancake batter. I haven't really found that much of a difference, honestly, in the different pancake batters. There's one from High Key, there's other brands that we can list below. But in my experience, pancake batter is going to cook very fast. So you're gonna be wanting your chicken pieces to be small. So if you do end up using this technique, make sure your chicken pieces can cook in like less than a minute. And you're gonna want them to be like less than an inch. That way that oil is going to be able to heat up the chicken properly, because if you leave it in too long, you're going to burn the pancake. If you don't want to use pork rinds to deep fry, try pancake batter, keto-friendly pancake batter. I have always been like a really big fan of chicken sandwiches. Okay, I don't know why, whether it's a deep fried chicken sandwich or a thinly sliced chicken, I've always chosen chicken for whatever reason on my sandwich. But my favorite all-time recipe ever, our all-time favorite recipe was a recipe that our mother used to make for us when we were young. And she used to make it on the Pillsbury pizza bread, not keto, okay? Especially the amount that Sarah and I used to eat of this, because my mom would make trays of this sandwich.
Trays.
Yeah. And so we decided one day, maybe we should make this into a chaffle. Maybe it would taste good. And guess what? It tasted really, really good. Sorry, Mom. It tasted almost just as good as your pizza bread version. We call it the chicken Florentine chaffle. And it's basically sliced chicken breast, nice and thin. It's like a red onion jam that we make with red onions cooked down with vinegar, sugar substitute, just like a really thick, oniony
caramelized onion
jam.
Sauce.
A little bit of spinach. We cook that down and you drain it. So it's a layer of spinach on top of that. Some provolone cheese that's melted and a ton of mayo. This is like the most perfect sandwich, especially with the red onions. The red onions do give it something really special. And so that is like my ultimate go-to meal. If I make chicken breast, I can make like a couple chicken breasts in advance. I make a lot of each of the components. I will have it for days at a time. And so I just have it ready to go. Our chaffles are like super crispy and crunchy, perfect accompaniment to this sandwich. I would say if you're looking for a way to make chicken exciting, try it in this sandwich.
My favorite part of this video was turning Emily into Dr. Evil because I edited it. Anyway, it took a lot of work to do that.
I don't even know why we did that in that video, but it was funny.
Because we said it was $1 million.
Oh, right. Well, that recipe did win like $1 million in some competition, a Pillsbury competition, and it won $1 million.
So it was not clickbait. It was factual.
One of the last things I love to make is butter chicken. And I love it because butter chicken is one of those things that seems like it's way harder to make than it actually is. But you can take chicken breast, you can cut it into cubes, you can marinate it in some yogurt with some ginger and spices, and then you can cook it up and dump it into a pot and make butter chicken out of it. And it's basically like you're leaning on the spices to really create this dish. And I just love it that it tastes better the longer that it sits in the pot. And a lot of people say that butter chicken actually tastes better the days after you cook it. And so we like to serve butter chicken with some cauliflower rice, with some cilantro, some lime, and some garlic mixed in. We like to cook our cauliflower rice down all the way, make sure it's really dry, and then add in butter and all these spices, cilantro and whatnot. And it just makes it restaurant-worthy butter chicken. Also, if you guys miss naan, because that used to be my favorite part of Indian food, we use low-carb tortillas.
Yeah, works out really well.
Yeah, we just like to fry them up in some garlic powder. We would dip it the same way that we would buy naan and dip it into our butter chicken and our other curries. So that is like one of the best things that you can do with chicken is just put it in a slow cooker, depend on the spices to really elevate the dish, and then serve it over like really good cauliflower rice.
And we did do a recipe where we tested out a really simple hack where we used salsa. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
With cream cheese to make butter chicken.
Although it
wasn't an authentic butter chicken.
A lot of people said there's no butter in it. It tastes more Mexican than it does Indian, right? But the idea was really, really good.
Right.
And so I like that hack, even though it wasn't like technically butter chicken because there's no butter in it. It still tasted really good. I like that one.
We like to fudge the lines, especially living a ketogenic lifestyle. You have to make a lot of replacements, so I love that dish. I would make it again.
Sarah and I are always looking for new and exciting dishes to try on our channel, and we like them to be easy, and we like them to be quick, and if we can make them, that means anybody can. Yeah. That's why we decided to share this video with you. Trust us, if we can make these dishes, you can too. So if you guys have any chicken dishes that you'd want us to try, maybe it's like your grandma's favorite keto-friendly dish.
Yeah.
I don't know if that exists, but leave a comment below. We would love to hear it and share all of these with the rest of you.
If you guys want to see exactly how to make the chicken Florentine chaffle that we talked about in this video, you can click on the video on the screen and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily, and we are the Keto Twins signing out.